awards start to go out yesterday. That was pretty cool to see, and that started to get my positivity going. So I'm excited to go. I'm excited to talk football. I'm excited to talk UH athletics. I got my generic Hawaii sports shirt on today so that we can talk about all of it. How are you feeling, my friend? Are we ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Little scattered before Thanksgiving, of course.
We got a little thrown off because there wasn't our usual report thing. So we all, in case nobody noticed the dead air, we're like, oh, hence why I didn't even get set for the actual live stream. I was like, whoop, wrong one. But at least I hopefully got rid of one of the live stream things that was sitting there. So maybe
it was the private stream one.
Yeah, so maybe that's what happened, and that way we don't have to deal with it on our little switchboard here. But yeah. Welcome to the show. I didn't even get to preface that, like, hey, let's get weird today because it's our last show of the week. But here we go. Here we are. I actually cheated and I had some turkey yesterday. I don't know if anyone had some turkey.
I mean, I had some ham earlier in the week. I know it's like
Does
not
ham count?
I mean, I've always had turkey and ham for Thanksgiving. So
I feel like ham's more of a
Christmas
mainstream, like people will eat ham regardless.
I mean, yeah, because ham's good. And like ham rocks, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's like unless you did the full spread. I'm not gonna consider it. I think you can have turkey anytime.
True.
Unless you did like a big old fat turkey, and then maybe if you got like a pre-prepared and it's like a small one, it's like I can live with that. You're getting in the I almost said Christmas. You're getting in Thanksgiving spirit, feast week spirit. Koo, come on,
feast week. I was going to say lots of basketball, but we talked a lot of basketball yesterday.
If you want to hear that, go
we will not go to basketball. All right, let's talk some football, everybody. Again, University of Hawaii football senior night this Saturday. 26 seniors will be honored. So we'll hear from a few of them again throughout the show as they were made available yesterday to the media. But 6 o'clock p.m. at the Chang, Hawaii versus Wyoming, a matchup that we will fortunately continue to see, a matchup that is for the Paniolo Trophy. Wyoming, though, does currently own possession of the trophy after winning the last two in the series in 2022 and 2023. So it was a trophy that was established in 1979, and the game was played annually until 1997. While the schools were members of the WAC, the rivalry was renewed in 2013 when the schools met for the first time as Mountain West Conference members. So a lot of, again, the rivalries to go on. The last trophy of the season, last game of the regular season. Once again, I can't believe it is here. As I looked yesterday, I didn't get a chance to look at it this morning, but Hawaii is the 7.5-point favorite. No surprise there. Wyoming, though, they have I feel like we've been talking about this a lot. They do have a really good defense, and we'll hear from their head coach in Jay Salvell is that they have a top 25 scoring defense, but then on the flip side, they don't have a very strong offense. So they are essentially one of the few, if not the only, top scoring defense who does not have 7 wins. So they can't figure out their quarterback situation. It's a bunch of, but they do have a quarterback named Landon Sims.
They do. It's the Landon Sims Bowl, except he's the backup quarterback. But
yeah, and I tweeted about this earlier. Obviously it's a typo in their game notes, but he's like 3,120 pounds. It's a pretty darn big quarterback.
That's really funny.
I was like, am I looking at this correctly?
Damn, that's a big boy.
I'm like, he could just walk down the field and like nobody's going to tackle him.
How much is a ton? Do you know offhand?
No.
See, I should have known before I asked. I think it's like 5,000 or something. See, if only we had a resource to look this up. But like, could you imagine trying to stop somebody 3,000 pounds? I think it would take the full 11 guys on the field.
That's what I mean.
Like, and even then, I don't think you could. Luckily, that's not the case because Wyoming would have a much better offense if they had.
But it was one of those like double takes that I had to do when I was looking over their game notes as well. So
a ton's 2,000 pounds. So yeah.
Oh, so he's just
a ton and a half.
Well, Hawaii has won its last 7 senior night games and 12 of its last 13 dating back to 2012. Hopefully, we said like the streak felt like it came to an end this past Saturday, but the football streak, hopefully for Paul, continues with the senior night of victory. At least I get tired of saying this, and like the game against UNLV hurt my soul. Our whole on paper, Hawaii should win this game, but I'm like, that UNLV game crushed me so much because you guys know on paper I thought this was going to be a lot closer of a game, and then it didn't happen that way. But Hawaii, the more complete team compared to Wyoming, but nonetheless rivalry game. Paniolo Trophy on the line. I know Jay Salvel just wish that they had a better season right now. Again, 4-7 overall, 2-5 in the Mountain West, being that they have a solid defense and still trying to figure out their unfortunate offense. Where in Hawaii's case, maybe once again, it was just a matter of just not being able to close things out and play to the best of their potential on the road. But everyone knows that here at home, Hawaii just plays at another level. The defense shows up. Maybe we finally get a Peter Manuma pick 6. It is his senior night.
Just take a pick at this
because
point.
I remember, what was it, last year? 2 years ago? I don't know. Whenever he did the Mountain West Media Days, I remember like one of his goals for the season was to have a pick 6, and he hasn't had one yet. So maybe on senior night, he will get a pick 6 or the defense. So I just want this to be a really big time game for all of the seniors, or as many of the seniors that are going to be able to play, right? Like you just want them to show up and show out. But Peter Manuma, the local boy, the guy that with all the speculation that he could potentially get poached, and I'm sure no confirmation, of course, but I'm sure he had some offers but decided to stay loyal to the soil, loyal to Timmy Chang. And I think that's what bodes well a lot for this senior class, especially people like Peter, right, out of Campbell High School, too, a local boy, public school, able to do big things at this next level, right?
If he didn't stick around, the Sabres wouldn't have made the Open Championship this year.
Michael Lasquero, you guys will hear later. Of course, Michael had to ask that last question to Peter Manuma. But no, I'm hoping, and if I was still in Vegas or whatever with the prop bets and stuff, I would just a little sprinkle on that just because. Like, this is senior night, and you want him to do a pretty awesome things there for, and like we mentioned, all the seniors. We talked about Kansei Matsuzawa a bunch. We talked about him yesterday being a finalist for the Lou Groza Award as well. Come on, Kansei. Finish the season perfect. Or maybe just don't kick a field goal. That he can guarantee it.
Give me 2 more chip shots from like 35 and 40 for him, and just close the year out like tying the record or whatever it is for single season consecutive makes. Like, I want him to get all the accolades, but I don't want to risk him losing the perfection, because I do think that might be his ace in the hole when it comes to the Lou Groza Award. So, yeah, I also agree there. By the way, Peter hasn't had an interception under Dennis Thurman, hasn't had one since 2023, so it'd be a heck of a time for him to
and
tally
and
the
again,
first one.
No pick 6 whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
I
why
mean,
I'm like,
I would kill for a pick 6 in general. Defensive touchdowns are so elite.
I know.
Like, they just I remember the Jemai Otis fumble recovery. And like that entire run back was so electric. Defensive touchdowns are just next level. I would love, especially our defense gets so hype after any type of turnover. I would love to see them celebrate after a score. That would be awesome, especially on senior night. Oh, I'm manifesting it with you now. You know,
manifesting the major things to happen on senior night. Again, 26 seniors going to be honored this Saturday. I know it's this, and then the recruiting season begins once again. Recruiting and retaining season. I do not envy any of the coaches and all of the extra work that they do need to do in this new era of football. But as we mentioned, Wyoming not having the best season. Once again, 4-7 overall, 2-4 in the Mountain West under second-year head coach Jay Salvel. Again, Salvel taking over for Craig Bohl, who is probably best known now for coaching Josh Allen there at Wyoming. Retired a couple of seasons ago, and then Jay Salvel took over. But Wyoming coming off of a 13-7 loss against Nevada. They also just got smashed by Fresno State 24-3. So once again, just cannot put up a lot of points. They lost to San Diego State 24-7. They did win though against Colorado State, which we know that doesn't mean a lot, but they were able to put up quite a few points there, 28-0 against Colorado State. So again, Hawaii, they should take care of business against this Wyoming team, especially considering that they are here at home. But that's why you go out and play the games. But I know, like, this squad, they want to show up and show out for the seniors, for the fans. Again, like Timmy Chang's, this is like Timmy Chang's senior class, essentially. A lot of the guys came in, like a Peter, have been here for a while, and all of that stuff. The storylines are storylining, and they are going to look to close it out and hopefully give you that positive momentum that you need to either go into the Hawaii Bowl or
whatever it may
wherever
be.
they could potentially get invited
I just don't
to.
see a
No,
world where
I
it's
don't.
not the Hawaii
But it's just
Bowl.
funny because they don't. I mean, I guess
It's not official until it's official,
Yeah,
but still.
yeah. I don't think it.
I
don't
just don't see a world.
anything else. But yeah,
What a fumble by the Hawaii Bowl if that ends up being the case, by the way. But no.
make Hawaii and Cal happen.
Oh, please, please. From your lips to God's ear, to the football god, to the bowl god's ears, let it be known. 5-1 at home. That's the thing that sticks out to me. The Rainbow Warriors have been just otherworldly when protecting Hawaii, and that's been awesome to see. I don't see a reason to believe that that's going to stop on a night where they're going to celebrate such a big portion of their team. I mean, this seems like such a tight-knit group that I think the last thing they want to do is let down their brothers and end their home, because once again, maybe the Hawaii Bowl, which, by the way, would be played at home for Hawaii. Anyway, the last home game for Hawaii, I would want to send my seniors out with.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if we got like Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl versus Cal, and we know all of that stuff with Jaron Kiave, Sampolotele, now Nick Rolovich being the interim head coach. And imagine if we got a game that was like last year where it was like, 5 overtimes?
Oh my God.
Imagine it was one of those.
As someone who covered that game,
back and forth.
I will actually be okay with that, without the multiple overtimes. As fun as that is, because I don't think my heart could take it. Because like last year, it was stressful, and I couldn't care less who won that game.
Yeah.
This year, if that was the case, oh my God, I'm sitting there. I'm like pacing back and forth up where the press boxes are oftentimes, just because I'm like, all right, well, if this happens, then this and this and this. I'm trying to put together stories and stuff. I can't do 5 overtimes between my boys. I can't do it, Ko. Don't manifest that. It would scare me. It'd be too much.
Got to cheer for the home team.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will let you guys hear from head coach Timmy Chang and what he had to tell the media yesterday. Also, we'll hear from senior Landon Sims, the real Landon Sims, not that other guy at Wyoming, but the running back here for the University of Hawaii. So we'll hear from a couple of them when we come back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den. Ku'ulei Agbayani and Paul Brecht on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network and streaming live on our YouTube channel. Special live stream, as we mentioned. So thank you for tuning in. And yes, we are on the correct live stream this time. And hopefully we'll...
And Paul's not playing copyrighted music.
Yeah, it's all good.
A lot of good things going on here.
It's our Friday right now. So, you know, our brain apparently seems to already be on how it would feel post Thanksgiving meal right now. Luckily, you guys don't have to
think we're that wonky.
I know. Luckily, you guys don't have to hear that much of us talk because we're going to let you guys hear from who you want to hear from. We'll start off with head coach Timmy Chang and what he had to say to the media yesterday as our Michael Lasquero goes out there for practices and covers anything and everything for all of you guys going all over the island and even to other islands as well. So we'll start off this Thanksgiving football Wednesday at this point, gearing you up for senior day on Saturday for UH versus Wyoming. But yes, this is what head coach Timmy Chang had to say, and it just starts first with his thoughts on being selected, as we mentioned yesterday, the AFCA Regional Coach of the Year.
When they honor a coach, it's because of their team. It's because of their staff and their support staff. It's an overall award, right? These guys pour in on in January, February, the whole off season to Mondays through Fridays and the grind, and the Saturday is what people get to see, and they poured so much work into what they do and what we do. So I'm just proud to share it with them, and all glory and honor and praise goes to my Lord and Savior. And so without him and without these guys, more important, these guys, special group.
Speaking of special group, this Saturday the seniors will be honored, 25 of them, and I know that through these 4 years of trying to build what you're attempting to build here at the University of Hawaii, they played a huge role. Mm-hmm. What would this senior class mean to you come Saturday?
Like the other senior classes, they become family. The first three, those are grinders. Those are guys who are digging the ditches, right? Getting their hands dirty. What they couldn't see was there. Just finding a way. This group is, they're the foundation, right? They're the foundation of what this program is starting to go in the direction we want to head into. And like Peter Manuma, Landon Sims, Zen Sotelo. I mean, there's a long list of guys that just poured into this program, heart, soul, that wanted to be different and do different, and they're special, and I'm gonna miss them, but this game is really special. Playing this Hawaii Senior Day, last game of the year on the island, it is like no other. How we celebrate them. We have our traditions here behind the scenes, but also just after the game, walking with their families, getting laid, and just celebrating them. That's what it's about. And so to our young guys, they'll be here one day, and it comes faster than they know, and we just want our seniors to enjoy it, but they put in so much hard work, and I can't be prouder of them.
For the non-seniors, how much do you sense them being motivated and wanting to get this win for the seniors that, like you said, gave a lot to the program?
Yeah, they'll the idea is, one day they'll be there, right? And they're going to want those young guys to know and to feel that, and you want the young guys to be able to do that for them when they're seniors. I just think they're selfless, and they love each other enough that they're going to go on and go play for their brother and send them out the correct way. And so, that's what it's about. That's what our week is about. And it's for us to get to 8 wins. And that's very important for us.
Coach, you talk about the foundation, right? I mean, Peter, freshman year was playing through some tragedy in the family, but his time here has kind of encapsulated the program, right? I mean, started the offseason, he's new father, right? There's new life, and this program has new life now. So kind of talk about Peter.
Yeah, it didn't seem so long ago that we used to call him Skinny Pete, and maybe he's 150, 160 pounds, and now you look at him and he's a man in every sense. He's a father, he's a husband. I mean, just in Pete's short time, I mean, we're at Peter's mom's funeral. We're at Peter's wedding during this time, and now him and his wife have a beautiful baby. And so, that's the kind of leaders where we want to send out to our community and build, and Peter's one of them. And he's as solid as they come. And I'm very happy for him. I am proud that he's come through our program, a local boy. But there's a whole bunch of guys out there the same way, whether they're local boys or mainland guys that laid it down, that are just really good young men that are ready to go attack the world and be leaders in our community or communities around the country.
And that was UH football head coach Timmy Chang chatting with the media yesterday. Now here is one of the seniors in running back Landon Sims, and he just starts with talking about his head coach Timmy Chang being selected as that AFCA Regional Coach of the Year.
It's been a long time coming for his recognition. He puts in so much work, and whether or not you see it with the stats and with the wins and the losses, the guy works his ass off for us, for this team. During the season, out of the season, just to fundraise and to keep everybody home. And being one of those guys that's been with him for 4 years now, like, I feel like I'm one of his kids. He's seen me all grown up, and I know Sherry talks about it too. But it's bittersweet. I've loved my whole journey here, and he's been a big part of that. Couldn't ask for a better coach, and very well deserved.
And this Saturday will be special for you and your class. Peter talked about it, that his freshman year, the older guys were saying, like, enjoy it because it goes by fast. I'm sure that you're going through the same thing right now.
No, I remember getting here and thinking to myself, I got this whole experience, but I know I'm going to blink and it's going to be gone. And I'm here, which is the craziest part. The best advice that I could give, and the advice that I give to everyone looking to come out here or possibly play here, is it's the best decision I've ever made. I had many different avenues I could have gone. I could have hung it up after my first year, but I decided to try it for a year and ended up loving it. And that's just because of the culture and the people that I met out here. And I think, like I said, without a doubt, the best decision I've made in my life.
For you personally, I wonder if because of your dad, you held the experience up on a pedestal, because he talked about how great it was. I imagine it was probably going to be hard to live up to the expectations. But hearing you now, it almost seems like they exceeded them.
I wouldn't say it would be hard to live up to it, but it definitely did exceed them. Just because growing up, I was surrounded by so many uncles and teammates of his, and it's a big part of it. You see the ohana, and you want to be a part of that. He still connects with guys to this day, every day, every week, and especially when he comes out here. And I just saw that, and I knew I wanted to be a part of it. And like I said, I never really was passionate towards football. I was always just good at it. So that's why I decided I'd try it for a year and I'd walk on. And it's really the guys and the brothers that I met out here that kept me here in the first place. So.
Landon, you talk about potentially hanging up after your freshman year, and you just said that you never was really passionate about football, but you do a lot of the little things that people don't see, right? I mean, like, you do the blocking, and then you're also playing special teams. I mean, look at your jersey; it's all ripped up, your practice jersey. So you're definitely getting the mix. So I guess, when did that switch flip? And just talk about performing without getting the accolades.
Well, quite frankly, it's never switched. I've never really been passionate towards football. I've been very open about that. And what I am passionate about, the thing that kept me here, was the guys that I'm playing for and the coaches that I'm playing for and the state of Hawaii and the ties that I have to this place and being able to play for something more than the dollars, right? I could have gone any which way for the academics, for the money. And, like I said, I'm rooted here, and I wouldn't choose any other place than here to be my home. And so I think that's just the biggest part of it is playing for the love of the guy next to you. It outweighs any of the 5 a.m. wake-ups or any of the hell weeks or anything that we do, or the state of my body. It's going to be a struggle to swing a golf club in 10 years, but I'd do it all again in a heartbeat just for these guys.
But this is not the last game of the season, right? There is that bowl game, something that the senior class first time experiencing. So kind of talk about the journey from where you guys came from to the program now.
Yeah, I was just talking to Coach Chang about this. It's so hard for the public to grasp how much that we go through year round. I mean, we're the only sport that is here year round. We get maybe 2 to 3 weeks off the whole year to go see our families. So this is our family, right? This is the guys that I'm with my whole life through my development. And being able to make a bowl, I was just saying, I didn't want to be one of those teams that was pretty mid and one of those teams that you'd get forgotten about in 3-4 years with nothing to show. And playing for 5 years, it's coming full circle, having all this work paying off finally, and being able to play in an opportunity like this and get a ring. That's all I could ask for.
What's the temperament of the team this week? Coming off the UNLV loss, but playing for another rivalry trophy this Saturday and playing for the seniors as well.
Yeah, I mean, senior night's always big for us. While I've been here, we've done very well on senior nights. Just like I said, we're a place out of love. The fans, the coaches, the players, it's all out of love. And I think they just really want to send us seniors off right. And, it's anything that I could ask for is just to support these guys, the guys that have been here through thick and thin. I think there's 5 of us that have been here since Coach Chang's first year. Or not first year, it's 5th year guys. There's quite a few that have been here. But just as a respect to those guys, just show up, show support, bring some lays. I remember, speaking of my dad, that one of the reasons that I committed here was seeing his senior night photo, and you couldn't even see his face because he had a stack of lays up to here. And I wanted that. So hopefully I get to experience that. And, win or lose, I'm so proud of these guys and this journey that we've had.
And that was Rainbow Warrior football running back and senior Landon Sims and what he had to tell the media yesterday. And yeah, everyone's excited to get the lay. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday that, no one does senior night like Hawaii. And especially considering the fact that Hawaii does its senior festivities after the game, which I didn't realize was really rare. It seems like everywhere else around the country does everything beforehand. But because they're just so confident we're going to win, so the vibes will continue to be high. And yeah, Landon Sims following in his dad's footsteps. But I don't know how much you guys noticed it, but when I first listened to this media avail, just him talking about the fact that I don't really love football, which is so rare because a lot of these guys, you talk to them and, they just want to go out there and they want to hit somebody. They love football. But he just likes to do it to be a part of the culture, which I think is also a testament to the culture that Timmy Chang has built there at UH. Because, yeah, if you don't love the game, Landon Sims would have been out of it a long time ago if it was, say, the extended version of a Todd Graham era. Landon Sims wouldn't have been playing. He'd be
yeah, I'm cool
yeah,
on
no
this.
thanks. I don't need to play this anymore. So I think, again, just to emphasize what the culture that Timmy Chang has come in to rebuild, and now that they hold true to everything that is Hawaii, I think says a lot when you have someone like Landon Sims that really talks about that and how much he just loves to be around this culture, even though he's not someone that is obsessed with football, which also makes me think, man, imagine if he was obsessed with football. And Michael I think it was Michael that asked that good question about how Landon, being that he doesn't have this obsession, he still does a lot of the dirty work, right? He still does a lot of the blocking, and he just sometimes just wants to run someone over. And he mentioned he just wants to do that to help out the guy next to him, and talked about coming out to support the seniors and doing this all for the seniors. So that's why I have all the confidence in the world that Hawaii should take care of business this Saturday, because they're not going to want to let this senior class down.
God, no.
Timmy Chang, right? The coach of the year in this region, all of that stuff. Kansei
What a cool
Matsuzawa.
award, by the way.
Yeah, so many storylines that we expect this Rainbow Warrior football team to close out the regular season on top and ready to send off the seniors on senior night. Yeah,
I mean, I kind of hinted at it before. This is an elite team at home, the University of Hawaii is, and I don't see a world where that changes on senior night. Wyoming's going to give you their best shot. That is for sure. And we've seen good defenses come in and what they can do. I mean, Fresno State, and I'm not trying to put them on the same tier as Fresno State, but, like you said, this is a nationally acclaimed scoring defense in Wyoming, so you do have to still bring your best punch. It's funny, I almost wonder if the archetype of a Landon Sims helps him do the dirty work. And what I say when I say that, I'm talking him not being obsessed or whatever, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Almost the selflessness that comes with that, where it's maybe I'm totally far off. Maybe some people with an obsession who play running back or wide receiver, maybe they care more about the stats, and it's I want the touches and it's whatever. Whereas he's happy to truly just happy to be on the team with his brothers and compete week in, week out, at practice, during games, and whatever coach asks me to do, I'm fine to do, because I'm not here because, I want to put up these stats and I want to be an all-time great. I'm here because I'm good at the sport. I enjoy it. And I love these guys. And sometimes that can go even further, I think, especially in building a culture. I truly, truly think when we look back at the Timmy Chang era, whenever it's all done, I do think Landon Sims deserves some credit as a foundational guy setting the culture and helping set what they wanted to be as they go into more successful seasons, because he certainly wasn't the sexiest player in terms of stats or flash or what he does on the field. But man, oh man, Hawaii doesn't get to a bowl game this year without him. Hawaii doesn't look like they do through most of the season, even flirt with a Mountain West championship without the blocking that he provides, without the extra benefit of a receiving threat that he provides, without the rushing threat he provides. So, yeah, it's interesting to think, like, what would change if he was even more like football.
Yeah, football. And like I said, if it was any other coach, potentially he wouldn't even be playing, right? Like, and what even made him want to come to Hawaii was seeing his dad's senior photos and the lei that he had, which is really cool. So I'm like, that is so neat. So it's going to be an emotional one on Saturday for a lot of players. Again, 26 seniors. There's a lot to name off here, but if you're watching on our YouTube, we'll pull up all of the names up there for you guys. So as we know, a bunch of linemen probably stands out the most. So Hawaii needs to fill those slots in both offensively and defensively as well. And then we will hear from Peter Manuma, Kansei Matsuzawa a little later in the show as well. But just a bunch of seniors there. And hopefully that's the one thing too, right? Like if they do end up having a substantial lead during the game, then you can kind of work in some of these guys maybe down the stretch, because you still want to win this football game, of course. It's not just, even though you're qualified for the bowl game, you still want to get that other win for the regular season. But it would be nice where if they do have a significant lead down the stretch in the fourth quarter, that you can work some of these guys in. I mean, even like a Carson Pupunu, I hope he has a really massive game, right? Being that a local guy who's really worked his way up as well. So you just want to see all of this stuff happen. What's up?
I really, really want Caleb Freeman to be able to take a QB snap.
Oh my gosh.
Whether it's an actual one where he can make a throw or if it's victory formation, I really hope they let him take a snap, like at QB.
You're so right.
That
would be pretty awesome.
He's been
or
another guy.
Or they got to do what kind of I was manifesting in the beginning, because he's the holder. Like, got to do a trick play.
I'm fine with that too. Give me a Caleb Freeman pass attempt, and I am a happy man on Saturday.
That would be pretty awesome.
It'd just be cool, because he, and we've heard Kansei talk about this, and Chef, and he's a guy who came in and has really worked his tail off, whether it was on scout team or, hey, can I be the holder? Can I work and do this? He tries to do anything that he can. It would be really cool to see him get an opportunity. And like you said, ultimately, it's on the team to take care of business in the first 3.5 quarters so that down the stretch you can have those celebratory moments for your seniors, and especially for the seniors who don't necessarily get as much shine.
All right, come on, Chef. I can drop the play for you.
I can drop the play for you.
Trick play with Caleb Freeman as a holder and finding either maybe for a 2-point conversion, or I don't know, it'd just be funny, or just getting extra yardage. It would be so fun. But or at the very least, like you said, I 100% agree with you. If he can go in there to
even a victory formation snap, I'm fine with. Just so
or a handoff, hand off to David Cordero or Landon Sims or something, just to kind of work that in. But yes, they got to take care of business first, because they're not just watching this game. No. They got to get the win.
No.
So we're not expecting Caleb Freeman to even if they do have a significant lead, we're not expecting them to tweak anything until there's maybe 2 minutes left. Hawaii's up by 20 or something. They still got to get that win. You still want to get to 8 wins on the season.
Yes.
5 wins in the Mountain West Conference, right? So But when Hawaii has a significant lead in the end, towards the ending of the fourth quarter, Caleb Freeman. Like I said, we'll drop the play for that. We'll send it over.
Give me like a Caleb Freeman, and like apparently Quinn Williams is being celebrated. Put him in like at fullback. There you go. Give me a D lineman at fullback. Give me Caleb Freeman snap right at the end. Why not? Because at the end of the day, and I mean this non-derogatorily, that would be the human victory cigar, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, this game is over. I'd love to celebrate them in that way. I'd also just love to celebrate a win. Need to finish out the regular season in a good way.
Like, it's awesome. We will want to celebrate the seniors, but it feels better for, especially as fans, to close out the season again, having that positive momentum, ending the regular season on a win, and it'll catapult you into bowl season and the bowl game, whichever bowl, likely Hawaii Bowl. But you want to definitely end it off and bring the Paniolo Trophy back home, or most importantly,
would be the first time that it would be in Hawaii's possession since I have lived in Hawaii.
Oh, this is true.
I've never seen them have the Paniolo Trophy, so
It's a cool trophy, too.
it's the one that I would like to see the most.
All right, we got to take a break. Whoa, we're way past the clock. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to all of you, the beautifulest of all the beautiful people. It's Wake Up in the Den. Ku'ulei Agbayani and Paul Brecht on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network and live on our YouTube channel for a special Eve of Thanksgiving Day live stream for all of you. And we've been talking a lot about UH football. We'll continue our conversation about UH football coming up in hour number 2 as well. And we'll let you hear from a couple more seniors in Peter Manuma and Kansei Matsuzawa, as well as a little snippet from the guy coaching on the other side, Wyoming head coach Jay Salvell. So we got still a lot more UH Wyoming senior night football to discuss, but I do want to scooch on over a little bit because before Saturday's game, there are a couple of state championship games happening on Friday out at Mililani High School. Again, the Division II championship will be at 4 o'clock p.m. between Kamehameha Schools Maui and Waimea. And then the Division I championship will be between Kapa'a and Kailua. So a lot of football action the night before. You can watch it on Spectrum OC16. And as we mentioned before, Michael Lasquero just having a chance to go all over. He's been stopping over at a couple of different islands to cover high school football for you guys. And he was able to take in that Waimea game as Waimea able to escape Roosevelt after stopping the Rough Riders on a 2-point conversion. Waimea able to come out on top 27-26 to punch their ticket into that championship game. And head coach Kyle Linoz has just been doing phenomenal things out there on Kauai because this would be their third state champ. Should they win, this would be their third state championship in the last 4 years. Again, one in 2022 and 23. Kamehameha Maui won last year and now punched the ticket right back into the state championship. So potentially being able to do it once again under Kyle Linoz.
Question for you. If they do win, does that make them a dynasty? Does 3 and 4 years make you a dynasty?
I think so, right?
I feel like
and
that's
under the same head coach, yeah.
Right. I think that would mean a D2 dynasty for Waimea should they come up with the win. That'd be pretty cool.
I think that's fair.
Storylines, baby.
Storylines. I love it. So again, Michael was able to take in that game at Hanapepe Stadium between Roosevelt and Waimea, and I also had a chance to catch up with Waimea football head coach Kyle Linoz after that game, and here is what he had to say to our Michael Lasquero.
Coach, third state final in 4 years, all under you, and you guys are back there. What did it take to get back to that game?
Total team effort. We played 3 deep on both sides of the ball today. We knew how good of a team Roosevelt was, and if we didn't bring everything we got and be perfect, we wouldn't have a shot against them. And that's up to our kids. They got the job done.
In high school, it's all about execution, right? And then for a team like you, Waimea, where you guys never really had to pass. I don't know if you guys passed at all today, but you guys run the ball and to great success. Kind of talk about the offense.
It's pretty simple. Our goal is 3.5 yards per down, and if we can get that, we should make first downs, kill the clock, and hope we break one. We got lucky a couple of times, a couple of long plays, but yeah, we love what we do, and that's who we are. We're not changing.
Well, 3.5 yards down the first play. You guys got 60-something on that, and then you guys are up 7-0, and that's like the recipe for success for a running team like your guys. So what happened on it? What was the play on that first play, and what happened?
We did a quick motion to show an outside play, but we ran it up the middle. I kind of anticipated they would bring everybody up on the line, and then why not? We don't throw the ball. And we got lucky. We practiced for it. The opportunity came. The kids executed, and the rest is history.
And then obviously you can't keep Roosevelt off the scoreboard for that long, right? I mean they made it 4 touchdowns at the end, but you guys had 4 turnovers on defense, and that was another story of the game. Talk about that, because that is the story right now.
Yeah. For us, the plan was to double team Mr. Kamana'o. He's an amazing player. Anything that's near him, he's going to catch it. So we just we put 2 guys on him all night and let the defense play against everybody else, and hoping that would have changed some of the timing for them. They did figure everything out by the end, but thank God there's no more time on the clock.
You guys are in the championship game. Kapa'a is also in the championship game. You guys I think probably the first time we see 2 KIF schools in the final on the same day. What does that mean to you? Because you was they kind of set the tone when they were in D2, and then they move up, but then you guys won back, and then, every year somebody in the KF has been taking home a trophy, so kind of talk about Kauai on the rise.
I think this one is especially special because we have 2 teams in the championship game out of 3, and there's only 3 teams in our league. So Kauai High School could very easily be right here where we are, as we play even all year. They beat us even once, but it's just to show over and over again how much good football we have here in Kauai. Not just the coaches doing their jobs, but we have tremendous athletes that are here right now. Yeah, it's good for them to show what they got at this stage, and it's special and unique that a 3-team league has 2 guys in the championship. We're proud of that. Yeah.
Well, let me shout out Kauai High a little bit and how they helped you guys reach this moment, right? Because you beat them twice this year. They beat you the 3rd time, and it almost kind of seemed like you guys limped into the playoff, so to speak. I mean, I don't know if the KF had the rules written down or if it was official, but there was definitely talk if they had beaten Kapa'a, what's the tiebreaker, right? Yeah. But then they also beat you guys last year, and you guys missed out on the state. So, just talk about them and how much those losses last year and even that loss this year kind of refueled you guys.
Oh, they're all fuel. We take it not as losses but learning lessons. They're a tremendous team. Coach Purcell and his staff are awesome. Coach Tressler and his staff is next level. We call them the juggernaut out there, and we call Kauai the big bad red wolf. So, anybody can win on any day. It would take a lot more to beat Kapa'a, but us in Kauai, we're even, basically. We're just even football teams.
Yeah. Now, one last question, Coach. You guys had a 3-score lead, right? And Roosevelt was chipping away, and they score. Make it a 27-26 game. 1 play, 1 down. What was the message?
Bring the house and tighten your coverage and let it roll. And that's exactly what I told them in the huddle. 1 play, no tomorrow. And thankfully it went our way.
Awesome.
1 play, no tomorrow. And that's exactly how it went. Shout out Waimea football head coach Kyle Linoz. Again, that was him with our Michael Lasquero following that very, very close victory over Roosevelt to punch their ticket into the Division II state championship game happening Friday. And as Michael mentioned there, they also are alongside Kapa'a. So for the last few years, Kauai has been able to win some state championships. So if both teams, but like last year, Waimea wasn't in the championship game, and then Kapa'a won that state championship for Division I, and then that would be interesting if both teams now were able to win this year and win on Friday. Huge Friday night for the island of Kauai. Once again, it'll be Waimea against Kamehameha Schools Hawaii for the Division II, a state championship game on Friday. That's game at 4:00 p.m. at Mililani High School, and then it'll be followed by the Division I state championship between Kapa'a and representing the OIA. Shout out OIA to the Kailua Surf Riders. So that's going to be a tough one, though, for Kapa'a, because Kailua, man, they just walloped Konawaina in the game before 24-7. And we know Konawaina has had solid football programs as well. So this is going to be a couple of big-time games on Friday night.
I mean, this will be the first time that Kona doesn't play in the D1 state championship since I've been out here. So,
oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's why it was so impressive to me. Kailua littered with Division I talent. And just college football players in general. I shouldn't just specify D1 because, man, oh, man, are there a lot of ballers who are going D3, JUCO, stuff like that here in Hawaii. I also don't want to let this go by the side. You said KS Hawaii, right, for the D2?
Maui.
Or Maui? Never mind then.
Oh.
I thought I heard yours.
Kamehameha Maui beat Kamehameha Hawaii actually in the semifinal to make it into the Division II state championship.
I was going to say, because if it is KS Hawaii, then KS Hawaii would be angling to become the third team from the Big Island to ever win a state championship, regardless of level, because it's only been Hilo and Kona. But sadly, that doesn't matter.
And Kailua, man.
Dude, Kailua,
Surf riders.
what a year.
Surf riders, let's go. No shade, obviously, to the island of Kauai, but this is an OIA station.
This is the OIA station with love and respect.
But either way, it would be cool if it was like a dual Kauai championship.
Storyline.
Kailua never won the state championship before either. So like like I said, this kind of like with UH football, the storylines are storylining. But once again, next week Friday will be the Open Division championship, which a new Open Division champ will be crowned between Kamehameha Schools Kapalama and Campbell Sabres. That's so crazy. I still can't believe it. Without Darren Calve Sagafolutele.
They had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Clearly. he was weighing them
he
down.
was the problem.
He was the issue. No, congratulations to Campbell, by the way.
I loved our high school football here. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back for hour number 2 on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Back to more Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den, hour number 2. I'm Ku'ulei Agbayani, right alongside Paul Brecht on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, HawaiiSportsRadio.com, on demand wherever you get your podcasts, and special live stream on YouTube today. Normally, we YouTube live stream every single Monday, but we figured this is the last show of the week, as we will not have shows for Thanksgiving, obviously, or Black Friday, but a lot of sports obviously still going on throughout the rest of the week. So thank you guys for tuning in, or if you're just figuring out now, we're on YouTube. Hello, we're on YouTube. Hello. Feel free to chime in at 808-888-KG1. That's 808-888-5481, or jump in on the live chat as well. We'll get into some more University of Hawaii football talk. Earlier in hour number 1, we heard from head coach Timmy Chang and what he had to tell the media ahead of this game against Wyoming. Also, his reaction to earning that AFCA Regional Coach of the Year award. And we also heard from one of the seniors and senior running back Landon Sims. And we talked some high school football as the Division I and Division II state championship games are this Friday already. One of those teams that are in there is a Waimea representing the KIF. So we heard from their head coach, Kyle Linoz, and what he had to say following their massive win over Roosevelt to punch their ticket into the championship, as Michael Lasquero got a chance to catch up with him. So if you missed any of that, you can always go back to listen or watch on demand. But again, a lot to get into in this hour. We'll continue talking about UH football and let you guys hear from a couple of more seniors in Peter Manuma and also Kansei Matsuzawa. We mentioned this and talked about it yesterday. Kansei also earning a prestigious spot to get the award, potentially, the Lou Groza Award that also Shazantai just said, that is awarded to the best place kicker in college football. So he is officially a finalist, one of 3 finalists that will be able to make the trip and hopefully bring back the hardware for Kansei Matsuzawa. So we'll hear a little bit from him in this hour. Also Peter Manuma, and then hear a little snippet from the Wyoming football head coach in Jay Sawvell as they look to try to upset and play spoiler to the University of Hawaii on senior night this Saturday, 6 p.m. at the Chang. Hopefully you guys are there as we cheer on the win, get the win on senior night, and celebrate the 26 seniors for this University of Hawaii football team. Well, again, we'll talk a lot more football coming up in this hour, but I do want to touch a little bit on some basketball. I know we talked a lot of basketball yesterday, but once again, since we don't have shows for the next couple of days, there is a lot of University of Hawaii basketball going on throughout the weekend ahead of both teams starting off Big West Conference play next week already, which is insane to think about. Again, Big West Conference Bold Week happening next week, Thursday and Saturday. The men will be the home team for that, and the women will be on the road with the teams playing UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton. But before that, the men have one more game before conference games on Friday against North Dakota, which will be kind of like a full circle moment for assistant coach Brad Davidson, as that's kind of where he started the U.S. journey that he had here at North Dakota. And then on the other side, for the Rainbow Wahine, they have quite a few games in the American Savings Bank Rainbow Wahine Showdown. First one on Friday against Vermont. That's a day game. So, if you're not shopping or you want to stop by Manoa, encourage you guys to go check out the Rainbow Wahine that afternoon, as the game is at 2:30 p.m. So before the men's game, which would be at 7 p.m. on Friday night. So 2:30 p.m. for the women against Vermont at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. And then Saturday, they play another afternoon game at 2:30 against Lindenwood, and then continue in the afternoon on Sunday against Santa Clara. So a lot of stuff. Obviously, Saturday, they have to do that early because you don't want to put both games against each other. So you can stop by the stand before football, cheer on the Rainbow Wahine, go up and join your friends to tailgate a little bit, and then come back down to the Ching. There you go. We just figured out your Saturday afternoon of get your steps in after all of that, the food that everyone's eating over the weekend. So you can start off at the stand, park in zone 20, make sure you get your parking passes ahead of time, and then cheer on the Rainbow Wahine. Again, tickets are so cheap, the best deal in town. Go cheer on the Rainbow Wahine against Lindenwood on Saturday. Go walk on up and check out the tailgate area, paina on the path, and then walk back down, get your steps in, and get your seats and fill up the Ching for senior night against Wyoming. Woo! And then Sunday, we got more women's basketball. So there's a lot before, again, Bold Week, Paul. Oh, whew. So hopefully, let's start off with the women's side of things since they got 3 games to the men's 1. But hopefully we continue to see now with Imani Perez being back, Ritoria Tamilo being back, Jovi Lefotu hopefully will be back sometimes next month as she's recovering from injury. But once all of these players for the women's side are ready to go, I mean, we saw what they were able to do against Portland. And Portland is always a very tough and competitive team, as you guys saw. But the Rainbow Wahine able to come out with that win, 66-61 this past Sunday. I mean, this team, it just looks poised for another successful run through the Big West. But what is maybe your general outlook first, though, as they got to get through these 3 home games before they go on the road to open up Bold Week?
I'll echo your plea to people show up for these because these are going to be really high-quality basketball games. These are 3 really good opponents coming on. In Vermont, starting out, has 2 preseason all-conference players, including an all-conference center who ranks in the top 20 nationally when it comes to field goal percentage. She's averaging 2 blocks per game. I think it's going to be a great test for players like Imani Perez, for players like Ritoria Tamilo, and you're going to see high-level basketball. Every team in this tournament has at least 4 wins this season already.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a battle. Hawaii is going to be tested, and we've heard Coach Beeman talk about it. We're seeing them grow up right in front of our eyes, and this weekend is going to be a massive opportunity for them to do that in 3 straight days against 3 real quality opponents. Lindenwood, I believe, only lost by 13 points to number 16 Baylor earlier this year. They have not lost since. So, these are high-quality opponents coming on in the Rainbow Wahine. They're going to only get better, and they're going to need your support. So I wanted to echo your sentiment there to please, please, please come out if you have the opportunity to. It's the holidays. It's a great time to take the family out to the stand, especially and this is just the facts. The Rainbow Wahine games are so unbelievably underpriced when it comes to the value that you get, where it's fun for the family. You can go get food. You can go enjoy basketball. It's a great time. The players are so kind. They'll come around afterwards to high-five you, and it's just, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't go if you enjoy basketball. So please go to these games. No, this is going to be fun. Vermont and Lindenwood, these are the first matchups ever against the University of Hawaii as well, so that's a lot of fun. A couple of East Coast teams coming on out to visit, and then it wraps up against Santa Clara. These are 3 games that are going to test the Rainbow Wahine in different ways. We need to see them start taking steps forward scoring, I think, especially against these teams who are going to be able to score. I know Hawaii's defense is phenomenal. At the end of the day, if you want to compete with the big dogs, and Hawaii this week moving up in the mid-major rankings to number 19 for women's basketball, which was pretty awesome. If you want to continue to move up, though, you still have to take steps forward offensively. I'd love to see Bailey Flevel be a little bit more aggressive looking for her shot, especially in those stretches where we do see the Rainbow Wahine go in a scoring drought, because it feels like they go through 1 or 2 of those a game in extended droughts, and she has the talent to go take over. I'd love to see her try and be a little bit more aggressive offensively looking for her shot, and I'd love to see Ritoria Tamilo build off of her last game, which I thought was one of the best of her career when it came to scoring. She was great in the first quarter, didn't get any touches in the middle portion, and then helped bring home the victory. So I'd love to see her put together back-to-back performances.
You guys to watch and go and support the Rainbow Wahine in the American Savings Bank Rainbow Wahine Showdown. This Friday is first up against Vermont, 2:30 p.m. Well, all games are at 2:30 p.m., but Friday against Vermont, Saturday against Lindenwood, and then Sunday against Santa Clara before they head out on the road for the very first time to play in Bold Week. Again, playing Big West games against UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton before coming back home and playing a few non-con before getting the official Big West Conference season started. Now, going on to the men's side, again, this is their last non-con game. Well, not last non-con, but ahead of their home games next week in Bold Week when they will host UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton. Well, now they play a tough North Dakota team on Friday. It is interesting, too, because North Dakota, they have a couple of Big West opponents that they have already played on their schedule. So they are 3-5 so far through the non-con. They lost to UC Riverside 74-70. They also lost to UC Sun 93-85. But then they were able to win on the road at UC Riverside 76-74. So
sense?
It's kind of, I mean, I guess the first game when they lost, it was still kind of close. It was a 4-point game, and they were able to flip-flop. Yeah, it's like usually you get the home court advantage, but they were able to beat UC Riverside at UC Riverside instead. So that's kind of interesting, right? It'll be kind of a good gauge for Hawaii to know how they match up against a team that has already played a couple of the Big West teams. Riverside, though, not exactly expecting.
They're not as good as last year.
Yeah, so, but once again, this at least will be a good test to see where they stand. Other than that, on the schedule, they played some really good teams. North Dakota did. They lost to Creighton 75-60. They lost to a 15th ranked Alabama team in Tuscaloosa. No surprise at the score squad. So I think this will be a very, very fun men's game as well on Friday night, and I hope you guys show up for that too.
I think it'll be fun. Hawaii should win this game. This is a Fighting Hawks team that's spunky, like you kind of saw against the Big West opponents, but I do believe Hawaii is better than both Riverside and CSUN. This is the type of game where you're able to continue proving yourself, at least in my mind, continue proving yourself as somebody who's going to flirt with a potential March Madness type of run, being a Cinderella and being that fun mid-major team that people keep a tab on because, I mean, North Dakota was selected 8th in the Summit League to preseason poll. Preseason polls don't really mean a ton, especially in lower leagues where it can really be anybody. I mean, look at the Pac West where HPU selected 7th in the preseason poll there. And if that's the 7th best team in the Pac West this season, man, oh man, are Pac West fans blessed. But Hawaii's going to have to bring it. They're going to have to play a lot better than they did against HPU on Monday, both shooting-wise. They're going to have to continue to be aggressive. Their defense is going to have to be a lot better against this North Dakota team. But it is a game where I think we should see similar to like Manhattan, right? Where that was a game that I thought could be competitive back and forth, and Hawaii separated and then kept separated. That's the test that I'm looking for in this weekend. I'm also curious now, with Harry Ruliadef back, does that allow them to go take that step back up? Do you see Isaiah Kerr back this weekend? Because Ron Gannott did say after Monday's game that Isaiah Kerr is somewhat close to returning. He's not that far away, I think is what the exact quote is. So, that would be nice to be somewhat whole for the Rainbow Warriors, especially before Bold Week and a couple of conference games in early December.
It is interesting looking at their stats for North Dakota. Their leading scorer, averaging 13.8 points per game, is actually a redshirt freshman in their guard in Grayson Uelman. So that was kind of interesting to see. Usually you don't have kind of these. I mean, I know we have Aaron Hunkin-Clater, but this guy is being
Isn't this where Cody Williams went? Minnetonka? See, what are you good for, man?
What? You're supposed to be the basketball expert here. I made the Brad Davidson reference. This is where he kind of got everything started.
Does he have a mustache, or did I see that wrong?
So I remember you mentioned that in the during the broadcast on Monday.
I've been thinking about it since.
By the time you told me, they were doing the alma mater stuff, and I just didn't see him after the game.
I'm certain of it. I can almost guarantee that he had a mustache on Monday, and now that I'm saying it, he's gonna shave it before Friday to make me look like I'm insane. But I swear to God, he's got one. Swear to God. It's like a thick mustache, too. I say as somebody who cannot grow facial hair at all. So
I feel really.
I got to go back and look. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me.
I'm going to text him during this break and be like, Bradley, do you have a mustache?
I think he does. I'm like pretty sure about it. Now I feel crazy. I legitimately feel insane. Oh, God. You wanted to show off the mustache before North Dakota, I guess, or something. I love Bradley. That's my guy. But
maybe he had the mustache when, he was coaching at North Dakota.
Maybe Big Fish said something about them having a mustache. I think somebody said something about him having a mustache with
maybe
Brad
it's
in
like
solidarity.
the November thing.
Yeah, Movember. No shave November, but it's like mustache. I had a friend who used to do Movember, and he'd like grow his mustache in the entire month.
I mustachio question.
I've totally thrown us off. I apologize.
Have you guys had noticed at all if Coach Brad Davidson had a mustache so that Paul does not go crazy for the next 40 minutes or so, and we'll remember it. Anyways, hope to see you guys out there on Friday for men's basketball, women's basketball earlier in that afternoon, and women's basketball throughout the weekend, and of course football on Saturday. So when we come back, we will go back over to football and let you guys hear from a couple more seniors in Peter Manuma and Kansei Matsuzawa and what they had to tell the media yesterday in this senior week. We'll be right back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Who doesn't
Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den. Ku'ulei Agbayani and Paul Brecht on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, HawaiiSportsRadio.com on demand, wherever you get most podcasts, and streaming live on our YouTube channel. Thank you for hanging out with us on this eve of Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a lot of great plans for tomorrow. And, of course, there's a lot of football happening tomorrow and football throughout the weekend, basketball games. There's a lot happening in sports, but we're doing a special live stream today because this is the last time we'll be chatting with you, at least in the mornings, for this week. So it is kind of like our Friday of the show, as the show will be off tomorrow and Friday, and then we will talk to you guys again on Monday to recap a packed weekend as we're trying to get you caught up with everything happening in this coming weekend. But we've been talking about UH football again in hour number 1. We heard from head coach Timmy Chang and also one of the seniors and running back Landon Sims. Now, want to share with you from what a couple of other seniors had to say. Again, 26 seniors going to be honored on Saturday for the Wyoming and Hawaii football game. So let's start off with Kansei Matsuzawa, the
King.
Tokyo Toe, the YouTube kicker, whatever type of
Apparently the
nicknames he
Korean
can.
toe.
Oh, yeah, according to the Fox broadcast, he's the
crazy.
Korean Toe.
I've laughed about that with like 7 people this
It's
week.
because he couldn't say Tokyo, which is not a difficult word to say.
Well,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
even that. It's just like Tokyo toe rolls off your tongue.
Yeah.
Like it would make more sense for that. The Korean toe just I don't know. It was crazy in the moment. And I feel bad because I know the play-by-play guy felt awful after saying it. And like he quickly fixed it and whatever. But in the moment, my jaw dropped. I was like, no way.
What are we talking about here? The Tokyo Toe.
God.
So once again, we talked about it yesterday that Kansei is officially a finalist for the Lou Groza Award, just one of 3 finalists that the award will be given to the best place kicker in college football.
And the second one ever from UH.
Yes,
and
and
the
would
first
be the
since
first-
the opening year of the award.
And would be the first to win because Jason Elam, as we were talking about yesterday, did not win when
Robbed.
he was a finalist.
Still have not
But
gone
again,
back to look
if he
at
had
my
to choose between a career in the NFL versus
Super Bowl
the
plus
award,
NFL
yeah, I think
or
he's doing just fine.
Lou Groza.
Anyways, without further ado, again, here is what Hawaii's place kicker Kansei Matsuzawa had to tell the media yesterday, and it just he starts actually by talking about being named a finalist for that award.
I think I said every time, but this is not just me. This is all like a team success. Without my teammates, coaches, especially like field goal unit, like I couldn't done this by myself. Yeah, so I appreciate my teammates and coaches and fans. All like the people like who supported Hawaii. Yeah.
I know visualization is very important to you and has helped you a lot. Did you visualize this?
Honestly, not. Really, like this award is really important for the kickers, and but like I always focus on myself. Keep improving like every day. Just focusing on like one kick every time. So, like I'm more like process oriented. Never chase like some outcomes or results. And at the end of the day, we still have one more game, and after the season, just I want to look it back and then I did it, So yeah, so just really good, but we're not finished yet.
Yeah, heading into this game, it's a rivalry game, but it's also a senior night game, and so how much do you think? How much have you thought about being a part of the senior class and going through the journey with a lot of these guys that have gone through a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fast. I've been here almost 3 years, and I definitely gonna be emotional a little bit. My family is coming on Friday and to watch my game. Yeah, it's gonna be a special moment for all seniors, and sold out stadium. So I'm really excited and looking forward to see all the fans at my last regular season game. Yeah.
Talking about kind of awards and accolades, your head coach was honored with the Coach of the Year award this morning. Talk a little bit about that and your reaction, and kind of, a lot of the other guys that we talked to said it was long overdue. Talk about your reaction to seeing Coach Chang getting that award.
Yeah, this is amazing. Coach Chang and Coach Sheffield is the reason I'm here, and Coach Chang showed me love, and then he believed in me since day one. So I felt like I joined year 2 of Coach Timmy Chang here, but like Coach always said, we're building something special in Hawaii, and I'm so happy to be a part of the team, and I respect Coach Timmy. as a coach and like as a person, he always take care of us as a family. Especially like I'm from Japan, like stay away from my parents. He literally like take care of me as a player and like family. So I'm so happy to he got like amazing award and yes, yeah.
I'm kind of looking back at your journey. There was a time or there was a moment in the off season where you got put on scholarship, right?
Yep.
What did that mean to you? And it seems like ever since that moment, like you've been like on a superhuman on a tear. So kind of just talk about what that meant to you.
It was happy, but like just like every time I achieve something and like I feel like this is a start, like not finish. When I got scholarship, I felt like I can finally help my family as like financially. They sacrificed so much for me, went to junior college without scholarship and I came here as a walk-on. It's been a tough as financial situation, but I always like I never chase the money, like I focus on like improving myself. Once I play in here and then once I started as a kicker, like I was thinking the scholarship was coming, so focusing on right now like what I can do and just that's the everything like I can do, so like yeah.
And that was Hawaii football place kicker Kansei Matsuzawa.
I love this guy
He is
so
just
much.
he's so awesome. And we've talked about it before where of all the things, right? Like he can hit these game winners and go out there and hit field goals and be perfect, yada yada yada. And he had mentioned that he is more nervous to speak English and speak to the media than going out there and kicking field goals when it matters. Like
absolutely fair.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't speak multiple languages.
Well, and as somebody that for a long time, and still a little bit till this day, I know it's hard to believe since I talk to you guys almost every day, that I still get afraid of public speaking, like if it's in front of an audience, right? Like even if it's a small audience like we have with the media where there's only like 5 or 6, like if I have to talk to everyone not knowing what the questions are, you're just kind of like, but no, Kansei Matsuzawa. Again, go to tokyoto.com, get your official Kansei approved Tokyo Toe merchandise and support Kansei Matsuzawa. So once again, check out tokyoto.com. That's the official merchandise of Kansei Matsuzawa, where he will get a good amount from the merchandise that are sold. So shout out to Kansei, one of the seniors that will be honored. Well, at this point, I don't know. Maybe he comes back to Hawaii. I don't know. Because of the whole JUCO thing that they still got to figure out. So
true. Could.
He'll be up there.
So, tell you what, there are a lot of teams who need kickers.
Yeah. I was going to say, his goal and aspiration is to be an NFL kicker.
He's already 26, so.
And at this point, yeah. And as much as we talk about NIL money,
I can imagine.
NIL money for especially international guys, so you got to figure out more stuff. It's a lot more lucrative to go into the NFL as a kicker. Yeah. To go into the NFL as a kicker. So hopefully he can find that path and maybe, I don't know, replace, what's his name at the Seahawks?
Jason Myers.
Yeah.
I joked.
Someone who he talked about was like someone who he looked up to in the NFL, one of his favorite NFL kickers. And it's like, what if he replaced Jason Myers?
It would be a full circle story. I know a bunch of Seahawks fans would be happy. I think Kyle Chinen is a Seahawks fan. I'll bring it up to him. I'll be like, thoughts on maybe having the Tokyo Toe be your kicker next year too, just at the professional level. I know that the Jets have a 83-year-old kicker in Nick Folk, who's perfect on the year as well, but can't kick that far. So, if Kansei doesn't mind the cold, then I would love to have him up in the Northeast because I know a team who can use all the points that they can get. But no, Kansei's awesome. It speaks volumes about him, the people around him, and his family, everything about him, that even with all the attention that he's gotten this year, and he has gotten a ton, deservedly so, he will always, always, always point that or deflect that praise back to those around him, his holder, his long snapper, his coaches, the people who have helped him get here. And I think it speaks volumes about his character, speaks volumes about him, and it just is another reason why it's so easy to root for him.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll continue that perfection this Saturday for senior night. All right, we do need to take a break. When we come back, we'll let you hear from the final senior from today that we had scheduled for you guys in Peter Manuma, the Campbell guy. And yeah, looking forward to cheering on his team next week. The Sabres in the state championship for the open division for football. All right, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Peter Manuma and get our final thoughts on this Hawaii football senior night game against Wyoming this Saturday. So don't go anywhere. This is...
Amen.
I was like thinking of saying other things and something else came out and I don't know what's going on.
I've been
All
there.
right, we'll be right back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Back to more Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to all of you, the beautifulest of all the beautiful people. It's Wake Up in the Den alongside Paul Brecht. I'm Ku'ulei Agbayani. And you're listening on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, or on hawaiisportsradio.com, maybe on demand wherever you get your podcasts, and special live stream on our YouTube channel today, our Friday show of the week. We are, again, off the next couple of days on the show anyways, but still got a lot of sports to get you guys throughout the next couple of days as well through your Thanksgiving weekend. But we are continuing talking about some of the seniors for this UH football team as they have their senior night hosting Wyoming Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Clarence C.C. Chang Athletics Complex. So we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. The last senior to hear from today that was made available to the media yesterday is the local product out of Campbell High School in Peter Manuma. Again, it's so crazy that it just went by fast. I swear he was just like freshman, like not too long ago, and it all goes by so fast.
He also is a true 4-year guy.
Exactly.
Which
That's why it's like
very strange in
what's
football
going on?
because it feels like everybody is a redshirt senior or a redshirt senior or a redshirt senior. Peter played 4 years and he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later. He's been awesome. Same as all the other guys. I'm very much so rooting for him, not just Saturday, but in the future as he continues whatever he does.
All right, so without further ado, here is senior defensive back for the University of Hawaii football team, Peter Manuma, and it just starts with his thoughts on his senior night being here already this Saturday.
coming in as a freshman, I remember just all the seniors just being like, enjoy your time here because it goes by fast and blah, blah, blah. And I always used to think, man, I'm only a freshman. Why everybody telling me that? But, I mean, that time went by so fast, and I'm just grateful for everything that, you know, this university, this community has given me and my family. And, I mean, going into this week, I didn't know how to feel. I was excited. I was anxious. I was nervous. A little bit sad, but, I mean, just knowing that, you know, this isn't really our last game, you know, just gives me a little comfort. But just the other seniors in this class, you know, just us coming together and bonding and trying to build something and leave something behind for the younger guys. So, I mean, I'm grateful for the guys that are seniors with me. And, I mean, I feel like we've built a pretty good foundation to leave behind for the rest of the guys.
You talk about that gratitude. How much is that what guides this team right now, coming off of a tough loss on the road and trying to finish strong? There is a lot of gratitude that everyone on this team holds.
Yeah, for sure. Coming off this loss, you know, this probably was the toughest loss that this team took. I mean, we came in and you know, we had Saturday and Sunday off to kind of get our bodies back, but you know, mentally people were still, you know, feeling the game. It's a game that really weighs down on you. You know, the loss just weighs down on a lot of people. And coming out today, it was just all about picking each other up, you know, moving on to the next game. That game's in the past. There's nothing we could do about it, and just showing each other tremendous amount of love and what got us here, you know. So.
Yeah, and then you know, playing a rivalry game for senior night, playing for the chance to snatch that trophy. How motivating is that for you guys? Yeah, we love trophy games, and we're fully motivated. You know, we'll take out all our emotions from the UNLV game to this game. So, I mean, we have a great opponent coming in Wyoming, and you know, they'll try to play spoiler on us, and we just got to come out and play our game.
When you look back and sit back and look at, you know, your time at Hawaii, talk a little bit about that journey and where you feel you're going to lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only a me thing. I feel like this was built through, you know, the coaches, Coach Chang, of course, you know, passing it down to his coaching staff, the support staff, and on to us players, and us just trying to carry out that mission and mindset that they have set before us. And I mean, coming in, I didn't know what to expect as a freshman. You know, I was fresh off of a gray shirt. I had COVID, no senior year. So, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but, you know, Coach Chang and the staff got us prepared. You know, it probably wasn't the best 3 seasons before this one that we ever had, but, you know, it was just knowing that there's a mission and goals set before us, and just us trying to achieve it as a team. Oh, man, I mean, shout out to the other seniors, the guys that stuck here, you know. They probably had bigger offers also. And they just wanted to stay loyal to a program that stays loyal to us.
Talk about staying loyal. Kind of ask about your personal growth, right? Because then, freshman year, you know, lost in the family, but you still came to work, right? You still came on, and senior year, you're a new father. So,
yeah.
Can I just kind of put in perspective those 4 years and how like that kind of shaped you as a man?
Yeah, freshman year was probably the toughest year of my life. Just trying to find my own identity in college and in college football. And, you know, there was no better way for me to do it than be around great teammates and great staff. So, I mean, shout out to those guys. They helped build me to become the person that I am today. And, you know, Coach Chang always preaches that they're not only coaching us up to be football players, but they're coaching us up to be men outside of football. So, I mean, they do a great job at it. I mean, you guys probably see it. I love my daughter. I love my family, and I mean, he teaches us ways to, you know, respect people outside of football. So it's great for us, and I feel like it's something we could carry on after football.
And then I gotta ask, question, as a Campbell alumni, you know, thoughts on Campbell and the.
Woo! Shoot, nobody thought they'll make it this far, but I mean, shout out to them. Shout out to Coach DJ and his staff. You know, great group of guys they got going on over there, and I'll for sure be here next week to watch that game. So, go Sabres. Thank you, guys.
Woo! To cap that off there, Peter Manuma, senior DB for the University of Hawaii football team, and giving that shout out to the Campbell Sabres, saying that he'll be out there again next week Campbell and Kamehameha Schools Kapalama for the Open Division State Championship. But yeah, I think that's like a perfect the final senior to hear from on this show because, like you mentioned before we went to that interview, a true 4-year senior, right? And decided to stick it out here, but also just how much of a life journey Peter has had in such a short time. Again, as it was mentioned in that, suffering the loss of his mom, and he was just saying how that freshman year was the hardest, just trying to learn how to live, basically. And then most recently getting married and then welcoming in a daughter. So it's like just how much he has just gone through in his such a young life, on top of playing football and managing all of that other stuff that comes with it. So once again, shout out to Peter Manuma, one of 26 seniors that will be honored this Saturday. And yeah, it's like, I got to double down on what you said. It's just such a rare thing. It's a true 4-year senior player, and he's all pal after this. Well,
it's very weird.
At least there's a couple more games, and that's a good thing. Like Peter mentioned, it doesn't feel as like final yet because they know they have one more game left. So they'll celebrate senior night again. Still want to come out with that win, close out the regular season on that high note, catapult you into the bowl game on a win. But I think that helps with that, them knowing like, all right, we still have one more football game after this, an opportunity to win one more trophy and really cap off the senior season for the 26 of these young men. So it's going to be a good one, definitely on Saturday.
I'm excited. I've talked about it a lot where these are really, really easy guys to root for, especially a lot of the ones who have stuck around for so long. Like Peter said, I mean, the past 3 seasons weren't exactly the most pristine in the history of the University of Hawaii. But nonetheless, they persevered, and they fought, and they built a foundation for something that the entire state can be proud of, that they can look at and be like, if Hawaii starts to take off from here, they can look at it and be like, we helped build that foundation. I stuck around when we had to break up the cracks and relay the foundation down. It's really exciting. It's sad because I'm like, I don't want to see them go. Like, there are so many players who these will be their final games, this, and then obviously the bowl game will be their final games in Hawaii uniforms. And it is a blessing that we got to see them play for UH, represent Hawaii, and very appreciative of a lot of them for all of them, I should say, for what they have done, not just this year, but over multiple seasons here in the islands.
I do need to share a little bit of bad news that was reported by Stephen Tsai of the Star Advertiser as it deals with Hawaii football and Senior Week. Unfortunately, one of the seniors that we will not see, or actually, what am I saying? He's not even a senior. I was thinking of Jalen.
Like,
Jalen's
He's not a senior.
Wait a minute, not a senior, but we'll see on senior night. Well, it's going to sneak up on us in no time.
He's a junior, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, no, but so not a senior. Take that back, rewind, but we will not see him on senior night, and that is linebacker Jemai Otis. Unfortunately, he suffered a season-ending ACL and meniscus injury in last week's game against UNLV, and once again, Stephen Tsai reporting it this morning that he will be done for the rest of the year. So not only not seeing him on senior night, but not seeing him for the bowl game, which is a significant loss for Hawaii not to have. Again, this Saturday, not so much in the terms of the Wyoming offense isn't that potent, but who knows who we're going to face in the Hawaii Bowl potentially, and that is a significant loss for the Rainbow Warriors. Again, no Jemai Otis for the remainder of the season, and that includes the Hawaii Bowl potentially, or the bowl game, I guess I should say. So that's unfortunate. Again, wishing him the speedy recovery and that he gets back on the field healthy and as if he never suffered any of this, but unfortunately had to share that bad news with everybody that Stephen reported that they will be without Jemai Otis for the remainder of the season.
I'm worried about, does he miss part of next season now?
It depends on how significant it is and how fast you can get surgery. So in Stephen's article, he's doing the physical therapy because before you can have surgery, the swelling needs to be completely down. Like they can't operate if there's still swelling. So he needs to put the swelling down. I don't know. I guess it says ACL and meniscus. I tore my ACL, and basically back then, the doctor said it takes 8 months for the ligament itself to heal. And then in that process, you're going through physical therapy. But basically, by the 8-month mark, you're entirely cleared. But then there's the mental hurdles you go through, everything like that. So by 8 months, I don't know if the timeline has changed. Don't quote me on that. But when I had my surgery and everything like that, that's what my doctor told me, is that 8 months is officially the healing timeline for everything.
The only reason I bring it up is because suffering an injury like that, a significant injury like that, so late in the season, it's totally different from like Tanner Cuff, right? Where start of the year, whatever, like he should be perfectly fine by next year. This is one where I'd be really surprised if he's ready, but like he definitely won't be in spring practices. I'd be surprised if he's ready by the summer. And then by that point, it's like, by the time he feels like himself, would it be conference play? Does he consider taking a medical red shirt next year? And this is, of course, speculation. This is depending on how bad it is, a full tear versus a partial tear, all of these different things. But it is something that I sit here and I'm like, man, that could be something that sucks for next year as well. Prayers up for him. Hopefully a speedy recovery and an easy recovery for him, because not only with those is it the physical part of it, it's the mental part where you got to get back to trusting yourself to cut. And his part of his game is his speed, his ability to be quick to the ball and to get that back. I hope he has a fast recovery.
Yeah, so we'll see who kind of fills in there. We know Giovanni Iovino had a significant game earlier on in the season. We could see Wyndon Ho'ohuli fill in there as well. Maybe, as Steven's article mentions, Mateus Ioane. I know when we talked to CB early on in the season, that was someone. Yeah, that was someone that Coach CB said could really could potentially do major things throughout the next couple of years. So we'll probably see some other guys get worked in there. But again, no Jemai Otis for the remainder of the season, which would include the bowl game, because he will need to get surgery on the season-ending ACL and meniscus injuries that he suffered in that game against UNLV. So once again, we wish him all of the best, speedy recovery, successful surgery, and hopefully to see him back on the field by next season. But you do bring up a good point, Paul, where it's like, depending on how well the rehab goes, all of that stuff, they would kind of make that 8-month mark. But yeah, you still got to get into football shape. You still got to get over the mental aspect, which I know a lot of athletes, that's kind of the toughest part to get over as well.
Well, it's his senior season as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would want to play a splintered senior season. I would think he wants a full senior year. So that's part of the reason I also bring it up, is like, he doesn't want to burn another year or burn his last year at that point. So, and like you said, like I've said, we'll see. I mean, ACL, luckily, the beauty of medicine, modern medicine, it used to be that it was a career-ending injury. Then it became, okay, you're out for 12 months. Now it's, okay, you can return in like 8 to 10 or so. So I will not put anything past Jemai Otis.
Yeah, and Stephen also reporting one more thing, that he's still out there as to be expected, still with his teams, obviously not practicing, but part of the walkthrough, and I'm sure he'll be on the sideline because after the healing is done, your knee actually, I mean, I've never suffered a meniscus injury, but in terms of the ACL, you actually feel normal. Like it's surprisingly, it does not actually hurt. Well, this is my experience. It does not hurt as much as you would assume it does. Once the swelling goes down, you put a brace on it and it feels like there's nothing wrong with it, shockingly. And then you got to go through surgery and go through the pain all over again. But so I'm no surprise that he'll likely be out there still rooting on his teammates. But no Jemai Otis this Saturday. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back to close out the show on this Aloha Wednesday, final show of the week. And we'll see you guys on Monday. But we'll talk some gobble when we come back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Closing it out here on this Aloha Wednesday, Ku'ulei and Paul. Again, no shows the next couple of days, so we will see you guys on Monday in the morning at 8 to 10 through, and it'll be December the next time that we chat with you guys, which is so wild to think about. Back on Monday, December 1st, that just is so crazy. Like, I cannot wrap my head around November already being done, Thanksgiving tomorrow already. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we can take this time, just the last few minutes of the show. Want to make sure we say thank you to all of you guys. We are so thankful for everyone that has tuned in to the YouTube or wherever you guys are listening, and just, supporting us here on Hawaii Sports Radio Network. I consider us still a very young sports media outlet, considering all of the other ones that do an amazing job here in Hawaii. We are the baby of the bunch, essentially, but we can't continue to do what we do without all of the support from you guys. So very much wanted to say thank you, everyone that's tuned in on YouTube. We see Alex and Caesar always makes notes that he's been an OG listener and viewer of this show.
Caesar predates me.
Where we've come a long way. I remember when we first started to try to do like the video thing, and we had 2 cameras, and it was a whole editing process, and now we can live stream with you guys, which is like so much has changed in such a great way that, like, it's awesome to look back. And again, we couldn't have done it with all of you guys that have tuned in, and even some people that know me from way back in the day when I first ever jumped on air with Kyle Galdera and chose to listen to me here. Thank you to all of you guys. And of course, shout out to, I gave them a shout out when we did the game, but shout out to my parents as well, because, my dad saying, you can do anything the boys can do. And yeah, like that's just, so here I am, and there you go. But appreciative of everybody, and of course to my family 100%. And yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend of being thankful all the time.
Yeah, I mean, just what a beautiful life that we live, that we have so many different things to be thankful for. I'll echo your sentiments for our thanks for the beautiful people, where it makes it a lot easier to do this job. This is not like, as fun as sports media is, as fun as covering athletics is, it can get a little bit exhausting sometimes, and it can be a little bit like, it's funny, the amount of people who ask me like, oh, when are your off days? And I don't have a real answer for them. It makes it so that I never think twice about that, because it's so fun to just interact with you guys, and you guys make it so easy. Like you said, very thankful for my family, my beautiful wife. Just a lot to be thankful for as we get ready to head into the holiday season. I'm also thankful for good Hawaii athletics.
Yes.
I mean, not just University of Hawaii, but just the state in general, whether you're talking HPU, Chaminade putting on a good performance over on Maui, the high school sports that we have here, going on to be student athletes at the college level. It's going to be, I mean, every year we have a ton to be thankful for. It feels like this year we've got more to be thankful for than ever before. So thank you guys. We really appreciate you, and hope you stick along with us, because the journey still has only just begun here.
Oh, yeah, trust. It really does feel like we might enter a whole new chapter next year. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I hope you guys will continue to join us for the ride, because next year is going to be interesting. And that's why I think with December being here makes me reflect on that, man, we've done so much in this space. And next year could come with a few surprises, even to myself included. So we'll just see what happens. But that's why we're so thankful for you, that everyone that has kind of followed along on this journey on YouTube and everything like that. So tell your friends and like and subscribe. But I think that's why I'm like, man, this year, end of this year, Thanksgiving feels a little different, because I think next year is going to look a little different, and we're just going to have everybody here that we hope, again, just to be thankful for all of you guys. And like we said, all of our families. So we got to start wrapping things up. Again, we'll talk to you guys on Monday. We'll talk to you in December. Hope you guys have a safe and enjoyable long weekend, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us to all of you. Mahalo for listening. Bye.
1, 2, 3. Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM.